Hello everyone, welcome to another edition of Startup Parable. I hope you enjoyed our last edition, which we featured Sri Lanka's first ever 3D printing hub, 3D Concept Studio, which is founded and run by Nisanga Varnapuran. Now today we are shifting gears and we are getting into really geeky stuff. We are at Orion City's Nest facility to talk to a very interesting startup who was founded by someone who truly believed and truly passionate about computer programming. Arunodha, welcome to Startup Parable.
Thanks for having me.
So first of all, we would like to know, who is Arunodha Susiripaala? Where you come from?
Okay, I'm coming from Koskoda, from down south. I studied at, at first I studied at Hagalla Mahavidyalaya, Koskoda, and then I moved to the Royal College, Colombo. And after that I went to University of California and I did MIT, Management and Information Technology. So after that I into programming stuff and I work with the online community, mainly on the open source community.
So tell me, how did you got acquainted to computers? When did you get your first computer?
I think I get my first computer like at 2006 or maybe 2007.
How did that happen?
I think I asked my father to get one.
Why? What made you ask your father to get a...
I think at one of my friends' home, I built some stuff with with website kind of stuff with Dreamweaver. So with Dreamweaver, they had kind of building some dynamic website.
Is this after the tsunami? And
I think it's before. It's after tsunami. I think.
Yeah.
Yeah. After tsunami.
So you got involved. You were just mentioning to me during the casual chat. You was part of a training center where. Yes. So is that how it started? Then
no, actually. I started with like website stuff at school. After the school, after I did A-levels, so there was a tsunami education center. So they were teaching programming stuff and other stuff. So that's the place I started doing programming.
What was your first programming language? What did you learn?
We did with C.
C++.
No, not C++. C.
C. You straight away started off in C.
C. I think that's the better way to start programming.
Okay, you didn't wanted to go with basic. You did
actually not me, but they
directly taught you C. Okay. So then what happened?
After that, I went to University of California. So then I started doing both programming and management.
Right.
I did some homework. Then I did research some stuff on online. So I try to keep with the technology and try experimenting things. That's how it started.
Oh, what made you so passionate about computer programming? Why did you got so deep into it?
I don't know. I think that's in my blood, maybe.
That's a good answer. That's in his blood apparently. So maybe that's the reason you end up in Google Summer of Code.
Yeah, maybe.
So how did you got selected to the Google Summer of Code?
How do you know that? Okay.
It's a small world.
Yeah. I think at my first year, so I was thinking about some stuff. Then one of my friends did Google Summer of Code. He was at Moroto University. So then I was thinking why I can apply, but they were doing something like Java and other stuff. Like I don't know Java at that time, but I know PHP well.
Right.
So I go after Joomla. So then I ended up working for them for 3 months for the Google Summer of Code.
Right. So you did it from here or did you?
I think Summer of Code is we have to do it from the.
Yeah, but sometimes you get the opportunity to go to the Google campus. Yes. You didn't get that opportunity. Okay. So share some of your experience working with others at the Google Summer of Code. Who supervised you?
I think supervised. There's a couple of guys. I don't exactly remember the guys. So they like someone from Thailand. Someone from US, I think. So they were helping me to go through some of stuff. So basically, we have to propose something, but the normal way how people do it. So they have some idea list. So we need to pick something. So I know it's really competitive to get to select something like. So I propose idea.
Okay, what is the idea you propose?
I think something called JConnect, like it connecting Joomla with, there's another platform called Elg at that time.
Right.
Kind of like a social site like Facebook. So my suggestion was to integrate both Joomla and Elg. So I suggested that idea. So then I have more chance getting into the the program.
So that they accepted your idea, and then you started building it. So you purely wrote that code by yourself, or others also got involved?
I think actually the program is we have to do the coding, so others help in a lot of ways, like commenting and like giving feedbacks, kind of things.
Right. So how did Google Summer of Code really help you to sharpen your things, I mean programming skills?
I think not actually the programming skills, but I started to thinking like how actually people build software, like from the open source community, like so how you can talk with people. So that's the thing. And one of the best experience I got from there, so I had to do an online chat with them, so I need to demo how I did something, but I was unable to do that one because my English was not quite good at that time. Maybe not the English, but how I can
communicate. Right.
So then I failed that one. So after the next Google Summer of Code, so I did that correctly. So that's how it goes.
See, very great inspiration. I mean, amazing. I mean, you don't give up. That's the kind of message to all of you. So what was your first commercial venture? How did you got into Etisalat app store?
I think
did it happen by accident, or you discovered it?
Yeah, I discovered the event. So at university we had a so we are going to the events, like, so it's like kind of habit at university, like everyone do that.
Okay.
So I went to the App Zone event, App Zone launch, and then I got this is something good. I didn't try to make money out of that one. I started to build something like at that time there was something called Chat Roulette. Have you heard about that? Maybe not. So like that's some kind of viral chat program.
Right.
So that I try to bring that into the SMS. So that's how the Yalu, the SMS apps come.
Okay, great. So you basically fork another idea into SMS. So why did you put Yalu as the name? Why did you put that cool, catchy name?
I think we need to do something like, because we are doing some product, so the name should be catchy, like.
Right.
So that's.
So you came up with this name.
Yeah.
Okay. So how much you made out of Yalu in the first month?
First month, I'm not sure the first month or two. Like we had like 2 lakhs, 3 lakhs. Like we are going like per month.
So average, you were making about 200,000 rupees per month.
Per month, like.
Average. Imagine straight out of university. Straight out of university, or while you in university? While in university, he was making 200,000 rupees per month. Now a lot of people, even in their once they graduate, even as their first job, won't make that kind of money. So how long you did? Do you still make that money, or is it still now? It's completely died off, or?
I give up the idea because I want to move into something big. Like so, I know the money is okay, good, but at the end of the day, money is not the outcome.
Yeah, no, but is this still application still there, and it still generate? It isn't. So for how long So we are trying to figure out how much money you made.
I think 1 year maybe.
Okay, that's quite a good amount of startup capital to start another venture.
But the revenue goes down, like.
Okay, revenue goes down. So
basically, the community, like single small SMS community, other apps coming to the market, like it happens.
Tell us, how did you build Yalu? I mean, like how I mean, was it a lot of programming, but it's just simple few codes, right? It's just SMS application, right?
Simple.
But how did you make it popular? How did you market it?
Actually, like I was lucky at that time, so I didn't do any much marketing for that one. But so that's the first App Zone badge. So they were looking for good application, and they did some promotion basically.
So basically, Etisalat did promotion for you because that idea was cool.
And I tried to do some promotion, like sitting to some zones, like working zones, something like in there. But the problem was, like, it's very hard to market something like SMS app kind of thing in Sri Lanka. So the best approach was to directly send SMS to the customer.
So after Yalu, you have built something called Coding Cloud. What made you build Coding Cloud? Actually, and did that also you build during university or after you came out of university?
I think I did with other two friends of mine. So we did for the our third year project.
Again, still you are in the university. So you're making good money on the other side from Yalu, and now you're building your next product.
Next product for the like it's a kind of way we can create SMS apps by doing some drag and drop like kind of thing. So you don't need to code actually.
Right.
So we built it like for the project, and when after the university we started doing it like a company.
Right. So Coding Cloud was like a venture. So what happened to that?
So we realized
with another two friends you started it.
Yeah, we were the two friends, but these we realized that like so there is not much future with the SMS things, so we can't go globally. And at that time, Jeevan from Orange City told me something like we need to fail fast. So I identified that one. So there's no future in this. I quit that one with my other two friends.
So you wanted to fail really fast. Okay, that's very interesting message to most of you all. Fail fast and get rid of things that you are not really passionate about. But you were not really passionate about it.
Not about the passion, or maybe. So there are.
You didn't see scope and scalability of that.
And it's a one reason. There are some other reasons as well. We ran out of money. So
So you ran out of money. So that means that's the money that you invested from Yalu. Yalu. That you just burned it out. Basically on what?
Basically on your salaries and some other stuff.
So after that you were back in bankrupt or pretty much in ground zero?
Kind of thing, and then I started with consulting.
Right.
So I was good at Node.js at that time. So there was
Tell me what made you jump into Node.js?
I think we built the coding cloud with Node.js. So that time the Node.js kind of hype. So
why Node.js? Because of hype you built it on Node.js? Or?
Yeah, I think. Because I like JS, JavaScript. Right. So that's the main thing. Like everyone is talking about Node.js at that time. Not in here, but the open source community. So that's how we built that.
So that made the transition to the JavaScript world. Yeah. Pretty much. Right. So what was it like to have your own startup? What was going on in your mind when you started Coding Cloud with your two colleagues and when you were running affairs? What was it like? Because you are now started by your own, you have decided to do this as your future thing, or you don't want to do a job.
Yes.
So how was it like from your parents? Did parents endorse all these things? Your friends, colleagues?
So it's very hard to say. Like parents, so they're pretty much okay with me because they don't even say yes or no.
Obviously, they must have been okay when they saw you are getting 200,000 per month. Is that the reason, or?
I don't think so, because they were letting me to do whatever the things I need to do. So right. That's the basically. So we decided to do kind of thing. That's the main whole thing. We don't have much barriers to do this one.
Right.
The other two guys as well.
Right. So are you still engaging with the other two people, or they have gone their own ways?
They are working in their own other companies. Like.
So then you got into Node.js and you fell in love with JavaScript. Yes. I would say.
From the beginning.
Right. Then you became a freelancer. What were you doing as a freelancer?
Freelancer, I work as a need. As for the like internships kind of things. Then I learned about a lot of backend stuff.
Right.
Then after the intern and after the university, so I was playing with after Node.js. So I was working with some US clients, like working with some backend systems.
What made you do freelance rather than going and taking a lucrative job? I'm sure all these companies must have offered you jobs.
Yeah, but end of the day, I want to build something, so I need to have capital. So I know like getting into investing is kind of very big stuff. So it's better to like have some funding myself. I think like that. So then I can work abroad, like for the freelancing I can
earn your own money and have some capital to start your own company. Very interesting way of doing things. So you started freelancing and doing ad hoc projects for various customers. How did you find those projects?
So from the Odesk, there's a website called Odesk,
right.
And I have some open source stuff. So it's very easy to get jobs from the freelance communities. When you're having open source projects, and I know how to like talk to the customers, like how we can like show them so they can hire us
Right. You want to really show that here we can really do stuff. You show your actual work and they get impressed and you get work. So how much roughly you earn during that time?
You mean per month or?
Per month roughly?
Per month like 500,000 rupees maybe.
500,000 rupees. That's quite impressive. So how long did you do that?
I did like around like maybe 1.5 year like. So after I get bored, like always I have to do at home doing something like.
But I don't think every month you are getting 500,000. It varies.
It varies, but
varies.
Average like.
You were getting 500,000 rupees per month. That means about $3,500. That's quite a lot of money. So you, after 1.5 years, you got bored.
Bored actually. So I need to start something. So I was finding something to do. So after that, there was one client. He asked me to look at Meteor.js.
Right.
So I think so this is something I like to do after that. So I started working with the community rather than doing any business stuff. I quit freelancing. Then I started working with the community and started this stuff. So you want to talk like this? Or
yeah, no, I mean the thing is like so because of this customer you fell in love again with Meteor and you started engaging with the Meteor community. Tell us, people who doesn't understand these JavaScript frameworks, what's so special about Meteor? Why is so special compared to the other web frameworks?
I can tell that. So when you want to build some app or whatever thing, so then you need to work about backend stuff, how we can work with the databases design, how we can write front end stuff. But with Meteor, you don't need to worry about those stuff. Like you need to just focus on what you want to build. You can build it like it's all on JavaScript. You don't need to worry about backend stuff. It's all there. So that's very easy to build.
Yeah, and also you can write cool single page app.
Yeah, it's basically real-time apps. That's the whole idea of Meteor.
How does your experience with connecting MongoDB and writing, because MongoDB seamlessly works with Meteor. So I mean, your freelance project, was it something to do with databases as well, or it was just a very plain vanilla stuff?
Yeah, normally with Node.js, everyone's trying to go with MongoDB at that time. Right. So that's how I ended up with MongoDB. So I had some experience working with MongoDB with some other client. Right. So it's like it's easy transition.
So when did this spark happen? Oh wow, this is cool stuff. I should really start a startup on Meteor. When did this happen? No,
there was no something like that. So there was no idea to start a startup.
Right.
So I want to build something, right?
You want to build something, but you start a startup. You build a company. You establish a company.
But I don't think like that, because someone can tell like that, but right. I don't think like that.
Okay, you just wanted to do something interesting, and you went and started hacking into Meteor. So that's why you set up Meteor Hacks. So Meteor Hacks is a private company?
Yeah, it's a company after some months back. So Meteor Hacks is a simple blog.
Just a blog.
Blog, and still is a blog. So that's how we started. So after we were writing a lot of articles, and we were started few projects that can get revenue. So
you need to talk with again on freelance basis, or
not in a freelance basis.
Right.
Like we started building so I hired my friend Pahan.
Right.
And we worked together, built some kind of Heroku, some kind of deployment platform for Meteor.
Right.
We worked for it around a couple of months, or maybe 3 and 4 months. Then after that, we realized that the Meteor core team is doing something like that. So then we have a chat. So it's not a good idea to compete with each community inside of a single community. So we get rid of that idea.
But still you were operating as just a blog. You didn't have a commercial entity registered as a private limited company. No. Even today you don't have. Now you have. What made you set up a private limited company?
So with the earlier one, we had the coding cloud. So first thing we did to start a private company.
Right.
But our company didn't went through the stages. So then after this one, I realized, okay, I don't need a company after I got into a place, and then I need something. So that's why I delayed that part.
Right. So what was the point you decided, okay, now it's the time to set up my company?
I think after I hired my friend, so we decided to share some shares with them.
Right.
So I think so that's the time I created the company.
So Arunodha, you started writing blog posts and hacking with Meteor. How did you start building something on your own? What made you start building on something on your own? During our casual chat, you mentioned about your first product. Tell us about that first product you built.
Oh, you mean for the Meteor?
Meteor,
okay.
Yeah, community.
Yeah, it's like called a comment engine. It's a deployment solution for Meteor,
right.
Meteor apps. So I also wanted to create something like that's my end goal. So I started.
Is it completely open source?
No, it's not an open source project. So
right.
I was doing a lot of open source project for the community, but I need to build something as a service.
Right.
So that's why I started that one. So that's the story. Then we talk with the Meteor team and like kind of thing.
So was it a free service or was it a commercial service?
Commercial service.
So is it still making money or?
We haven't even launched that one.
You haven't even launched that one. So that was your first product though?
Product.
So how come it's not launched and who is using it? Right?
Yeah, the reason is the Meteor team is also doing something like that one. So it's not like to compete in the single community. So that's why we stopped doing that one.
So what made you move into the next one?
I think we have no choice. So now I have one of my friends is working with me, so we need to earn something. So that's we are thinking about doing something. And Chandika, he helped me. Chandika from Creately. So he was always talking about how to do stuff, and he was helping me in.
Right. This is the point you decided we'll write our next product. What was that?
It's called Khadira.
Right.
It's a performance monitoring solution for Meteors. It's basically like you can find out performance bottlenecks.
It's called Khadira.io, right?
Khadira.io.
Khadira.io.
Right.
That's the performance monitoring for Meteor hacks. What does it really do? Just share with anyone.
Let's say someone building a Meteor app. So when they deploy into production, so we don't know what's happening in the application. Database may go down, like there were some errors. So the Khadira will tell you like what are the things happening in your application, the bottlenecks and so on. It's very easy to find out those things and fix issues.
So there's no competing product for Khadira right now in the Meteor community?
In the Meteor community there's no, but there are from the outside community there was a lot of players like New Relic and App Dynamics. That's good.
So what's so unique about Khadira? How do you differentiate yourself?
Yeah, there are a couple of ways. Number one is it's for the Meteor.
Purely engineered for Meteor.
And so for the New Relic and other guys, very hard to build something for the Meteor, and they don't know, so they won't go for building that one because the community is small. And the other hand, I started going through the community. I have a good place in the community, so it's very easy to go through that one.
So what's the business model around Khadira? How do you make money right now?
We are making right now for the monthly subscription.
Right.
The users they pay for a monthly fee for the service.
What's the traction right now? How many people use Khadira, and is it in the very early stage?
It's in the very early stage. Right now we have around 5,000 users, like 5,000 apps running on Khadira.
That's quite impressive.
From
5,000 applications running on
from developers from 80 different countries, I think.
80 different countries. 5,000 applications are on your Khadira performance management tool. That's quite impressive. Very impressive. What's the traction? I mean, do you like to share the numbers, or is that the revenue that you generate out of that, is it enough to sustain your operation right now, or is it?
I think I'm not going to share this revenue, but the thing is, we were not getting enough for the survival, and then so we were like the empty pockets, like
so most of the people, most of the sign-ups were like free subscription,
free and paid, so they're getting some revenue, but the problem was it's very early and they don't pay much. So then we had no money to run the company, so I was talking to Chandika and he was trying to show me a couple of ways we can do. I talked to some investors, not from here. The problem was when you're getting investors, we don't need to go for the money. We need to go for the contacts and other stuff. So there was kind of people, but they were not ready to give me money at that time. And so then next option is to do something for the community. And I wrote some blog posts and so other stuff. So I can teach well. So then I build with my team. We built something called Bulletproof Media. So Bulletproof Media. It's a kind of online course.
Right.
So it goes very, very successful, and that's how we started getting.
So Bulletproof Media is a training content basically.
Yes.
And you generate revenue out of that. How does the business model works there?
Business model is like so there are two models.
Right.
There's a free one, so you can learn some performance of how you can improve the application, and there are some other plans like $39 and $90.
Again, you must be having global community for that.
Same thing.
What's the audience like?
It's some same like we have around 8,000 users using the content, and we have from the like 80 to 90 countries. And so for the subscription base, we have like maybe 10% people purchasing a subscription. Not the subscription, like purchasing like the plan.
Paid content. So what are your plans? I mean, like now you have a revenue stream with this Bulletproof Media. You have your Khadira continuing to bring traction, but you are still struggling to monetize that.
No, the Khadira is, we have monetized that one, so we are getting traction. Like right now it's kind of okay. So we are getting revenue from both Bulletproof and Khadira.
Right, now you have come to a stage where you have cash flowing into the company and you have a positive cash flow, I would say. What's your next plan? What's in store next in the media community? What's your next product is going to be?
So for the media community, we are trying to give some value addition to the community. So we are building some products around Khadira, like you can like firewalls kind of stuff. That means you can identify threats. So we started something. We released a project yesterday called Sikka. Like it's a kind of like a firewall for your app. So it's getting some good feedbacks, and we are trying to do some monetization on that.
I really like your names, Khadira and Sikka. Sikka, I guess it stands for security guard, right? Yeah. In that perspective, you put Sikka. It's a cool name. So Khadira, what made you put Khadira?
So it's not a long story kind of thing. Like, so we were looking for a name. So earlier we called our product called Meteor APM, but the problem was the Meteor guys have some kind of copyright or something for the Meteor name. So then we need to go for something else. So then we were looking for them. There was no domain, so we tried with a lot of names. So then I was looking. So at university, my friends call me Khadira.
Yeah.
So that's how I got with Khadira.ai.
That's how it happened.
Yes.
So you're planning to monetize Sikka as well?
It's a different way. We're trying to integrate Sikka into the Khadira. That means you can monitor the security stuff in Meteor. So that's how. So Sikka is completely open source. We don't have anything to hide. Like, monitoring part will be done by Khadira.
Right.
That's how. Yeah. So there are some plans. Still, we are trying to see what do we need in the future.
Right.
So we are thinking where we need to go, like kind of thing.
So far over the journey that you have, what are the most daunting challenges that you have come across? Running out of money?
I think that's something, but I also have some backup plan for the getting money. Like there was something. I think, but the biggest thing is what to do and what to, because for the as developers we got a lot of ideas. We need to go. So it's focus. That's the thing.
So the biggest challenge you every day live with is finding focus. Right. What keeps you going? What really motivates you, Arunodha, to do this ET stuff?
I think everyone helps me with my friends and team and everyone. And the same thing, I need to do something, because end of the day we live and die. So that's not what we need to do.
So you want to do something which is very impactful to the world we live in. Yeah. Right. What's your final message to any aspiring entrepreneur out there?
Okay. The final thing is when you're doing something, like we need to first think about the market. So that's the main thing. We can build anything, and we need to good at something. Like it may be in your carpenter or anything, like doing cooking or anything. You need to be good at that one. That's the number one thing. And then you need to do how to market, how to find a need or market. And marketing is not about like talking, like going here and there. It's about how we go for a market. Actually, I can't talk much earlier and still. So, but I managed to get a good market in outside Sri Lanka. So,
Yes.
so that's the thing.
Imagine someone who wasn't very fluent in English, I would say, when he started, managed to capture a large global community by very focused, interesting ways of marketing. So if you really have the will, you can do it. That's the kind of message.
Yes.
I know it's my final thing, but I really wanted to ask you, what made you truly passionate about computer programming? Because today I see when I go to most of the universities, most of the computer science students are not really keen on doing deep coding, and who are not really good. I would say they are not really passionate about getting into hardcore programming per se.
Okay. I think that's due to, I think maybe in the universities we always learn about like, it's not blaming the university system, it's all I think everywhere itself. Like we were like C++, Java, C#, .NET. But when you want to do something in the community, actually there are a lot of things happening. So a lot of ideas, a lot of new things. So we need to we need to go with that one and find out what are the things happening, so we can do something for the new things.
Don't you think if you move to another country like US, you can really scale up this operation?
Yeah, I'm thinking something like that, and so there are some.
You have plans for that? So with that, we would like to conclude another edition of Startup Parable. We would like to wish Arunodha and his team all the very best in his journey. It's a very exciting story, a very geeky story, I would say. I really enjoyed talking to him. In fact, I'm going to talk to him offline because this is an area which I'm really passionate about, all these web frameworks and software engineering and hardcore programming. Stay tuned for another edition of Startup Parable coming your way very soon. Thank you.
Thank you.